Practice and Meditations. I'm your host for today, Alessandra Palma, and we're here with Susan Schwartz. Welcome, Susan. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Ali, for hosting. Doing such a fabulous job, making sure that we all can connect on this wonderful series that we're doing. So I welcome you if you are live, and also for those that will be listening to the replay. Just to remind you, you can listen to these replays all the time, morning and night, to help you in all of these moments that we're in. And, you know, life is really interesting. It's not just about this pandemic that has brought us together at 2 p.m. East Coast time every day. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time you're listening to. Yet our self-help we're able to utilize that any time of the day, wherever we are, no matter what's happening in our lives, regardless of this COVID, scare that everybody is in. To me, I thought about what to start to utilize today. And in that process, I realized that I was very nervous to begin this webinar. And where did I feel it? I felt it in my stomach. So what I'd like to invite you all to begin to just hold your thumb. Now you could hold your right thumb or your left thumb. You could hold it any way you want. It doesn't matter. Just to lovingly hold your thumb. Our thumbs will help my stomach and my nervousness, right? So you see, I just rest my hand. Ale is showing you with his hands up. But it's most important for us to be comfortable. Now, as I look at the screen, I could see that I have been washing my hands a lot. And my hands are very red because I am making sure there are no germs anywhere around me. Worry. It's amazing how much we worry and about all the things that we worry about. This thumb that we're holding, whether it is our left or our right, will help us let go of all of our worry so that we can be in the now. We're so fortunate that in this moment, we are all together and we can let everything that's in our mind drop away and just focus on being here now. Mary would often talk about that this moment we're experiencing will never happen again because now we're in the next moment. And then with the breath, we're in the next moment. So let's enjoy being here now. Be aware of your breath. See where your breath resides in your body. Does it just reside in your chest? Does your inhale go all the way down to your waist and then to your hips? And then as you exhale, do you exhale really out from the hip to the waist to the chest? Or do we just stay in that chest area where we feel all that anxiety? Another word for worry is anxiety. It is amazing that we could list a long list of many, many pages of what people worry about. Worry. I started thinking about fear and anxiety. And I was wondering, what is the difference between fear and anxiety? Fear is about something that's happening to you right in the moment. Maybe somebody's coming at you, a dog is, showing its teeth. You're afraid you see a hole that you might trip in it. But what is anxiety? Anxiety is about anticipating an event. That means it's not happening in this moment. Your brain is asking, what if? What if that? And how many times that we ask what if? So Ali, I'm going to just show, and you might have to help me. So see this image? This is an image of your mind saying how many times, what if? So many times that it's coming up with answers that it might not like. We don't know the future. We have no idea what the future will hold for us. And so what if all of our what ifs are we coming up with solutions that might never need to manifest because we don't have a crystal ball. Our anxiety is often problem solving and coming up with solutions that are not necessary. In the meantime, we are lost in our thoughts and we're missing out on the world around us. So in this moment, let's just close our eyes for a moment or just tune inside so that you can feel that breath and that oneness of this moment and let go of all the worries and anything that you're anticipating that isn't affected and in this now. All we need to do is stop, listen, and hear the voice within. None of us have a crystal ball. We can't see into the future, but we can be present in this now. As I hold my thumb, I can actually feel my stomach settling, even though I'm still on camera and can still feel that anxiety and nervousness. Worry is the repetitive thoughts that move into our minds and take us away from the present. Not all worries are bad. But if we focus on our worries, we're not focused on our life in the moment. And we miss out on all the potential fun moments. We're only in conversation or with people and giving them a fraction of our attention, or even a fraction of attention for ourselves. Excuse me. And when we are worried, our real life becomes the background and we focus on endless distractions. Feel your breath settling. There was a wonderful song that was very popular at one time. And it was, "Don't worry, be happy." Because worry takes us away from being happy. I went on to the internet and I looked at how many emojis there were for worry. It was amazing to me that there were so many emojis. And that's because everyone in the world experiences worry to some degree and at some time in their life. We all know what that feels like. Maybe you felt like this person that's on the screen now. What if? What if this? What if that? And that creates this disharmony that settles in our body and affects the movement of energy. It will affect our breath. It'll affect our mind. And it'll affect our stomach and all of our body functionings. Do you feel your breath settling down? Calmness entering your body. In the sequence, in the finger sequence for worry, we get to hold 2 other fingers. So now let's move on the same hand that you're holding your thumb. I'd like you to move to your middle finger. And again, you could hold your middle finger any way that you choose, right? Back or the front. Right? The most important thing is that you hold it lovingly. This middle finger will allow us to be at one with our breath, the breath of life, and help us resolve all indecisions. And it will help balance our emotions. So just settle in. Be one with the breath of life. And as we breathe together, we can let go of all worry, all fear. And know in this moment, the only thing that matters is this moment. As we do this finger sequence together, the power of it increases tenfold. How fortunate we are to have this time together. And in this practice, to take this practice and utilize it when we're not together as the gift of Jin Shin Jyutsu to each one of us. So this middle finger will help us also with worry. Because when we're worried, our breath changes. We are in indecision. We have so much going on, we don't know what is going to come, and we're not in the now. Who can anticipate what the future is going to be? If I constantly am worried about, is there going to be a second wave of the virus? I'm no longer enjoying the moment and the day I'm in. Or the breath that I'm breathing now with my exhaling and inhaling. Letting go of all my worries so I can receive the breath of life that renews me in this moment. Mary said about worry, quote, is paying interest on a debt that you haven't incurred. So why will we spend time in the future and not in the now? This now is so very precious. Chronic worrying is like being on your phone all the time. How many people, when they want to take themselves away from this now, go to their cell phone, go to Facebook? It's just a distraction. That's what worry is. It's a distraction from being in this moment. It's important to embrace each moment because each moment is a gift of life. And now let's move to our little finger, our pinky finger. And again, you can hold your pinky finger any way you want. Right? Whatever is most comfortable for you. Well, this little finger helps us with all insecurities. And when I worry, it has a lot to do with my insecurities. Right? I told you today that my stomach was in butterflies and I was worried when I began. Will I do okay? Will I look okay? I haven't had my hair cut in weeks. Right? all of the things that are not necessary for me to put my attention to. The most important thing for me to put my attention to is here, now, my breath, my happiness, this experience. So let's go back to our breath. Be aware that when we're holding this little finger, it lets go of all of our nervousness. It harmonizes the beat of our heart. We know when we get worry or fear, our heartbeat changes. So just settle back into your breath. Be aware, has your breath changed? Has it moved? And enveloping more of your torso and your body. Is it smoother? If we focus on the harmony instead of making judgments or criticism, so when you look at your breath, just be aware of the breath itself. Not, oh, it's rapid. Oh, it's only in my chest. But just the gift of it and how it settles in and nourishes us and calms us. I was reading a children's book the other day. It's called Mr. Worry. And I'm just going to read you a couple of things as you stay with your breath. So Mr. Worry went for a walk. And he worried he walked too far and that he wouldn't be able to get home. But on the other hand, he worried that if he didn't walk far enough, he wouldn't get enough exercise. So you see that we can play these games with our mind. Did I do enough? Maybe I did too much. Right? And then when Mr. Worry got home, he discovered that he hadn't left anything behind, that nothing had fallen out of his basket on his way home. But he worried he had bought too much. And then after that, he worried about where he was going to put everything away. For Mr. Worry, life was just a long worry. Let us not be worrywarts, or all of those expressions that relate to worry. Let us find that we can be in the now, not look to the future, but be present, not to get distracted by things that haven't happened yet, but know and trust ourselves. Like the song said, don't worry, be happy. Now, in the few moments that we have left, let's hold the other thumb and we'll harmonize both sides of our body. We'll make sure that we let go of all the worry, any of those thoughts that are still there. Exhale and inhale. Feel the calmness coming, enveloping you in the breath of life. It is as it is. And that's all about the now. Right now, it is. And as I be one with me, I be one with you. And we be one together. holding our thumbs will also to harmonize our stomach and the spleen function energy, which brings this vital sunshine to our being and energizes every cell and every body function. How important this thumb is. It also will help us with all breathing. And even if we didn't know all of those facts, it still works. It isn't about our minds knowing these things, because the body knows more than the mind. We spend so much time in our minds. That's what worry is, right? Let's come out of our mind. Let's be in the now. Be one. Be breath. Be happy. And now let's move to our middle finger on the hand that you were just holding, the thumb. Right? This middle finger also connects us to oneness, the one breath of life, our center. Our personal source. The perfection of who we are. Our mind doesn't talk about perfection. All of those thoughts that generate in our mind lead us away from perfection, lead us into worry. I can feel how my mind is quieting down when all of those worry thoughts are just evaporating. I'm not concerned about the future. It is what it is when it happens. Right now, I'm happy to be here. Feel the calmness. Like how the waves of the ocean come up onto the shore and go in and out, like our exhale and our inhale. And the calmness that we gain from that. And now let's hold our little finger, our pinky finger. This sequence helps us to have healthy boundaries, to let go of our worry, to be present, to move out of all anxiety. It helps us with self-protection. It helps us to create the boundaries that protect us, but not exclude others. It helps us let go of hatred, obsessions, and too much worry produces depression. There's lots of clinical words for too much worry. We don't need to think about those or even entertain them because we have the skills to let go of worry. We all will experience it. We just don't need to stay in worry. We can let it just drift off our shoulders. I practice self-help throughout my day, every day. But these times that we are together, it's more powerful. It's just so amazing that in 20 minutes, so much can happen because we are doing it in oneness together. I want to thank you all for joining us today and taking the time to be together.
It's such a joy being able to be with you and all the faculty and the community. I feel so relaxed. My shoulders melted. Thank you, Sue.
Mine too, and my stomach is so calm. Thank you, everybody. Be well. Then Friday, yes, they can tune back in.
On Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday.
I'm one day ahead.
So now we have the We Are One webinars on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Terry will be here with you on Wednesday, and I'll be back on Friday. So
those are the ones that are in English, but we also have them that are in Spanish and in French, right?
Yes.
And Portuguese.
Yes.
So, and they are on different days?
They're on different days and times. I'm going to add the information to the chat.
Okay, great. And everyone, if you if you're listening and you can't see it, I think you can go to the Jin Shin Jyutsu website, and that's where all the information will be. And before I forget, these sequences, I can't find my book at the moment, you can find all of them in the self-help books that are available. Oh, here it is. The self-help book that are available at the Jin Shin Jyutsu. Oh.
We are so relaxed.
At the Jin Shin Jyutsu website. So this is a great tool for everyone. This is self-help book 1. There are 3 self-help books, but this is where this comes from. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Be well. Oh, yeah, no worry, right?
Bye.
Bye.